What is really happening in Burkina Faso is a revolution that I believe that the entire continent of Africa can emulate. I mean, when you have a leader that really cares about his people, he makes sure that he delivers. Guess what? Will you believe if I tell you that the entire country of Burkina Faso could only boast of 3,000 kilometers paved road from independence till now? Will you believe me? Will you believe me? I mean, a country called Botswana could boast of 3,000 kilometers when the British left them. But the French left, the government came to power. See, that's a construction going on. The government came to power for over 27 years. How old is this country?
The country, the independence since 1960.
1960?
Yeah.
And the country could only boast of 3,000 kilometers.
3,000 kilometers, I'm telling you.
Is it true?
Yeah, it's true. As Wodimai was saying, since the independence up to today, we had just 3,000 something paved roads. But now, with the coming of Traoré, they are planning to pave 5,000 kilometers per year. This is insane. This is unbelievable.
How are they achieving that?
Yeah, they bought all the equipment because the government doesn't want anymore to let any company be in charge of this. So they bought all the equipment to do it by itself. The government is in charge of building all those roads that you can see.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. As you guys, maybe some of you saw the equipment coming from Ghana.
Okay.
People made a lot of videos about it. So the equipment are here. The government is taking care of constructing or building the roads. Because, sometimes they give it to private companies and they take forever to finish some roads. So the government is now taking care of building the roads with their own equipment and everything. So that's what's happening.
And one of the most exciting thing about this whole road construction in Burkina Faso, the fact that the government bought all the equipment, trained the youth to operate this equipment. So literally, it's the people of Burkina Faso building the country for the people of this beautiful country.
The country is under construction.
Burkina Faso indeed is under construction because I am here and I'm seeing roads being constructed. I am here and I'm seeing factories being built. I am here and I'm seeing entrepreneurs coming out saying that this is their first time. Feeling so proud about their country to do business in their country. This is a revolution, and I believe that a revolution like this needs to be supported. My name is Wodimai, an African content creator on a journey to celebrate African excellence. I'll see you all in the next one.
These so-called Democrats need to understand this. When thousands of Nigerians died in their hospital beds due to lack of electricity or lack of medicine, it is a crime. They are responsible for these sanctions. They are responsible for these deaths. The same thing is happening in Mali. With Burkina, we have indirect sanctions because people need to understand. When they understand, there are instructions from the other side. They come, they do everything to apply it. It's shameful. Some have decided not to supply electricity to our countries. It's not free, we pay for it. And it contributes to their economy. They tried to make Mali suffer. And of course, by ignoring all the agreements and no longer providing electricity to Mali, hoping that the population would revolt, it doesn't work. When it lasted, some were forced to make their own people pay by increasing the cost of electricity. It will increase again. This gives us several lessons. Several lessons in the sense that the independence we take, the sovereignty we take, we must do everything to ensure it. They have given us very good lessons, and we have understood them very well. Some have closed their ports, which actually goes against all international texts, because you cannot close ports to a landlocked country. They did it, they violated the text. The international community said nothing. No one spoke in ECOWAS. But in the ports, we do not transit our goods for free. We pay. And those who do not necessity are now facing the consequences. And I think it's a lesson for them too, that they should not always follow their master's orders. They need to understand this forever. ECOWAS has never issued a statement to congratulate a victory of our armies. Barely, it condemns half-heartedly, and very rarely when there are massacres. Where is this ECOWAS of the people? In short, we cannot list all the harm that has been done to our people, but we have decided with full awareness to withdraw and focus on our common organization, which is the ADC. Remember that. There is no fear, because in exploring and getting to work, we noticed one thing. Recently, some have decided to ban the export of certain food products to Burkina Faso. Very well. They have set a duration. We will ensure that at the end of this duration, we will ban the entry of these products into our territory.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp here in Trinidad with another edification, another lesson to the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright, so first and foremost, Kal Halayam La Allah Hayanawa Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakaha Kodash Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai Barakata Yahweh Barakata Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great millstone that rule well. Double salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and their freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat, which is the sisters that know that listening and learning. So this lesson I will try to be as brief as possible because I had to report for the plantation in a bit. Alright, but nevertheless, the title of this edification is The Great Difference in Rulership. Alright, the great difference in rulership. Okay? Because as the scripture say, pursuant to Proverbs 29, Proverbs 29 and 2. Yeah, Proverbs 29 and 2, where it reads, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Alright? And that is showing you the different, the opposite sides of the coin, you know, pursuant to rulership. Alright? The aura of the people and what have you, so forth, you know, the way how the people are being led and being governed and what have you, so forth, you know. there's a great difference that the eyes would see, all right, and the eyes would have discernment into seeing, you know, that total difference, all right. Now, as you could see in that clip there, those two clips that I played there, especially the first clip, all right, you would see, all right, the you know, the progress since this man has come into power, all right, since this man has taken power, all right. That man I'm speaking about is Ibrahim Traore, of course, okay. You are naturally seeing the difference, you know, and the progress that, and the aura of the people, man. Let's go to that word aura. Let's see if I can spell that properly. All right. I think it's A-U-R-A or something like that. Yeah, I spelled it correct. Aura, a distinctive and pervasive quality on character, air, atmosphere, and aura, or respectively an aura of friendliness, a subtly pervasive quality or atmosphere seen as emanating from a person, place, or thing. All right, and you are naturally seeing a distinctiveness within their aura, within their jubilant mood, you know, for lack of better words now, you know. You're naturally seeing the aura of the people that, you know, hey, they are well pleased. All right, they are well pleased because for over they have gained independence since what, 1960, they said. So we in 20, so let's say 85 years. No, 1960 to 2000, that's 40 years. 65 years, sorry, not 85, 65 years. All right, 65 years of so-called independence. And they letting you know, they actually seeing it, they actually showing it that there was nothing being done. There was no progress, no nothing being done, you know, to elevate the people, you know, to elevate the living standards of the people. All right, because you had this devil, all right, this devil by the name of Esau Edom, all right, the French, to be more exact, all right, to be more precise with it, the French, who, although they gave them so-called independence, but they were still tied economically and what have you, so forth, you know. And France was robbing these people for over 65 years, well over 65 years, because you have to count in when they were still under colonial rule, so-called. I won't say so-called, when they were still under colonial rule and even within the so-called independence. All right. So well over 65 years, France have been robbing these people, all right, oppressing these people, setting up puppet leaders, okay, puppet leaders, so that they could continue to rob the people, all right, have their money tied to the French franc and what have you, so forth, you know, to have the people continually in slavery. All right, that is what the scripture say, the servant is always slave to the how does go by, how the scripture does go by. The borrower, let me see something to that effect. Bear with me. I can't remember how that scripture is going on. Always slave, something to that effect, to the B-O-W, no, B-O-R-O-W-E-R. Yeah. There's it here. Yeah. It's 22 and 7. Proverbs 22 and 7. Let's take a look at that. Proverbs 22 and 7. Proverbs 22 and 7, where it reads, the rich ruleth over the poor. All right? The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. All right? The borrower is servant to the lender. And this is what was taking place with these people. They were being ruled over by the wicked, all right, and being servant to the lender, because their money was tied to the French franc, and where, you know, they had was to in order for them to do trade and commerce and whatnot, so forth. They have to change their money into the French francs, all right, in order for them to carry about their business, you know, which really had their dollar at a low estate. You know, they prove that, it shows that, you know, the dollar with nothing. You understand? There's where it is here. There's where it is here. All right? But you see now the differences with the rulership that this man, you know, is putting forth, all right, because what you're seeing that is taking place is that, you know, the money that they're making from the gold and what have you, so forth, now seeing that they have industrialized all the gold mines and whatnot, so forth, put it under government control and whatnot, so forth, all the natural resources being under government control and what have you, so forth, and they kick out these foreign miners, these foreign companies and whatnot, so forth. You right? They have nationalized all their assets, all their natural resources and what have you, so forth. So now we are seeing the money being trickled down onto the people, all right, in all sorts of ways. Okay, jobs are being provided because construction is going on, road works is going on, factories are being built, all these things. So all these things is job creations. All right, the factories being built. So what? So now with the factory being built and what have you, so forth, they could be able to produce this. They could be able to harvest and produce, mine or reap and whatnot, so forth, harvest, you know, and produce within their own country. All right, and sell on the outside, rather than the so-called white man coming, taking kind it back over to Europe to process and whatnot, so forth, in their factories, and then sell it back to them under exuberant prices. You understand what I'm saying? There's where it is here. So you're naturally seeing a total difference within rulership. All right? Now imagine when we, the children of Israel, because Ibrahim Traore is an Israelite, but you know, you're not under Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right? But the point what I'm trying to get is, you know, imagine when we get our rulership, what this world will really and truly look like and be like. You could just only imagine. You understand? These way it is here. And this is something this is something real. It is something good. Alright? It is something that is good. Because you're naturally seeing a whole total difference within the rulership. Alright? Where this man is concerned. Yeah? You're naturally seeing the difference. Because what you're seeing here, pursuant to Proverbs 29. I'll be in the book of Proverbs a lot. Alright? Proverbs 29 and 7. Proverbs 29 and 7, it reads, the righteous considereth the cause of the poor. Alright? The righteous considereth the cause of the poor, but the wicked regarded not to know it. And they could have cared less. The French could have cared less of what the conditions the people are living under. Alright? They're going into Mali, they're mining all the uranium and whatnot and carrying it back to France for production of nuclear power. all right, for electricity and whatnot. They all well full with electricity and whatnot, but look at the condition of Mali. All right, they're buying the uranium at 80 something cents a pound, and then carrying it back to France, process it, this, that, the other, and sell it back at $200 a pound. All right, and these things is being bought by the ton. So you could imagine the profit. You could only imagine the profit that these people are making. All right, this is why this is why we tell you these people are the devil, and they only care about themselves. They only care about themselves. Yeah, this is where it is. Proverbs 29 still in this here. No. I'm gonna come down. Sorry. Let me come down. Verse 14. All right, Proverbs 29 and 14. It reads, "The king that faithfully judgeth the poor, his throne shall be established forever." Now, he is not going to be in power forever because this is the end. All right, but understand, the point where I'm coming from, Understand the point where I'm coming from, pursuant to the difference in rulership that this man, he's actually seeing about his people. This is how a rulership's supposed to be. All right, not being a sellout unto your own people. Not being a sellout unto your people. Because the previous leaders, all right, this is who they were. They were a bunch of friggin' sellouts to their own people, and they're living in luxury, whilst the people living in squalor conditions. Perfect example, Nigeria. One of the most friggin' corrupt country within West Africa, Nigeria. You think what Ibrahim Traore is doing there right now in Burkina Faso, you think that could go on in Nigeria? Hell freaking no. Hell no. They all about themselves. All right, they all about themselves. This is what it is playing out. Yeah. Verse 18, going on to verse 18. Right, Proverbs 29 and 18, where it reads what? "Where there is no vision, the people perish. All right, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he." And this man had a great vision. All right, and he's carrying out his vision by the way of bringing proper service to the people. All right, this man has he has the vision. All right, and bringing sustenance to the people the way it's supposed to be. All right, and this is the reason why the West is hell-bent. They are keen on assassinating this man, as previous assassinations on other leaders within Africa that was carrying the same mindset. All right, because they know as long as you are financially tied onto these people, all right, you're economically tied to these people, you are not free. All right, you dumb niggas here in Trinidad talk about you all independent and are independent. Hey, you still have the answer to the fucking queen, well, not the queen now, that bitch dead, but you still have the answer to the king. All right, our money is still tied to the fucking Rothschilds and what have you, so forth. We ain't free. You niggas are still slaves to this friggin' day. To this day, you niggas are still slaves. Talking all that shit about free. Alright? And you know what will prove it more? When that bitch called friggin' Kamala, alright? When that bitch start to really show you she true colors, there is where you all go really get to come to the understanding that you all are still slaves. See, when she bring out that friggin' that C-hip, that MOTB, that C-hip, then when you all go come to the true understanding. or what we was trying to show you all, what we the Hebrew Israelites was trying to show you Negroes, man. You so-called Negroes, man. There's where it is here. Proverbs 28. Proverbs 28. Proverbs 28 and 8. Proverbs 28 and 8 it reads, he that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor. All right, and this is what it is here. All right, this is what you're seeing here. This is what you're seeing here. And the thing about it is, you know, that this is what is going to come in a big scale when Yahushua makes his return. All right, he's going to gather it and give it unto the poor. All what Esau had stolen, Yahushua is going to gather it and give it to the poor. But what you're seeing right now with Ibrahim Traore, all right, all the natural resources and whatnot, so forth, he's gathering it, storing it, all right, and giving it to the poor, giving it to the people, letting it trickle down to the people. All right, this man is still taking his military salary. He doesn't. He's showing you he don't want a presidential salary. All right, and the likes of other and whatnot, so forth, other things, you know, policies that he's going by, because why? He wants to see the benefit of his people. It's the same thing like Gaddafi. Same thing like Gaddafi. All right, Gaddafi wanted to make sure that every Libyan has a house before he could put his own mother in a house. All right, Gaddafi, there was a lot of things that Gaddafi was doing, educational wise, health wise, all right, food wise, this, that, the other, clean water and all these things. And what was the thanks that he had gotten? Debt. All right, because why? The wicked is ruling. Yeah, the wicked is ruling. Verse 15. All right, verse 15, Proverbs 28 and 15. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. All right, and this is what the people of West Africa have been going through, right? Because of their puppet leaders. All right, of their puppet leaders. All right, that is ruling over them in much wickedness, not seeing about their welfare, not seeing about the welfare of the people, but rather heaping unto themselves. All right, this is what they were going through. Yeah, this is what they were going through. Going down to verse 20 to verse 27. Proverbs 28 and 27, it reads, he that giveth unto the poor shall not lack. He that giveth unto the poor shall not lack, but he that hideth his eyes shall have many a curse. When the wicked rise, men hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase it. And there's where you're seeing here now. There's where you're seeing, you're literally seeing a whole total difference. A whole total difference within rulership, boy. A whole total difference in rulership. Because what this man is doing, this man is understanding this here pursuant to Proverbs 22:22. Let's go to that. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 22. He's understanding this here. He may not be understanding it literally, you know, as, you know, from the Bible, but, you know, pursuant to what he's experiencing and been seeing, pursuant to his people. You understand? Proverbs 22:22, it reads, rob not the poor because he is poor, neither oppress the afflicted in the gate. Why, Lord? For the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will plead their cause and spoil the soul of those that spoiled them. Alright? Alright? This is what he understanding here. Guys, the reason why he is making the moves that he is making and doing the things that he is doing. Alright? Rob not the poor because he is poor. But these Edomites, they don't care about that. Alright? They have more than the heart could wish for, and they still want more. These greedy fucks, boy. Neither oppress the afflicted in the gate, for the Lord will plead their cause and spoil the soul of those that spoil them. And that is what is going to come to them. Yeah, that is what is going to come to them. You understand? Let's go to last two scriptures I have here. Last two scriptures, which is Sirach. I press for time here. I can't really stay too long. Sirach 1 and you know something? Let me go to the them critters and them coming out, boy. Freaking mosquito on them. Alright, Sirach 10 and 1 GNT. I read it in the GNT. Sirach 10 and 1. It reads, a wise ruler will educate his people. And this is what this man is doing. Showing them, when we say the educate, when I'm speaking about educate, actually showing them, you know, the oppression that they was under. And trying to show them, you know, hey, we are not meant to live like this. Alright? Better could be done for us. Let's let go of these people. Let's let go of these Edomites. Let's go of these so-called white people. Alright? And let us do our own thing. We could see about ourselves and sustain ourselves. We have the resources. It's just that we need the right leadership. Alright? So it says, a wise ruler will educate his people, and his government will be orderly. Yeah? And his government will be orderly. All the officials and all the citizens will be like their ruler. An uneducated king will ruin his people. And this is what Burkina Faso and the wider part of West Africa is concerned. They've been always having wicked, uneducated, wicked rulership. That to this day is ruining the people. Alright, ruining you Israelites. Alright? On the west coast of Africa. So it says, an uneducated king will ruin his people, but a government will grow strong if its rulers are wise. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai sees to the government of the world and brings the right person to power at the right time. The success of that person is in the Lord's hand. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is the source of the honor given to any official. And when it come down to verse 8, alright, when it jump down to verse 8, alright, which will be the last, it says, injustice, arrogance, and wealth cause nations to fall from power, and others, right, and others then rise to take their place. And when you read verse 8, in the KJV, it says what? Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Yeah? There's where it is, man. Hey, the great difference in rulership. That is what we're seeing right now taking place in Burkina Faso. The great difference in rulership. Alright? I hope you all was edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. This is your brother Kahan from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp, signing out, saying Kal Halayam, La Alaha Yanawa Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakah HaKodash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles, the bishops, the elders, a great milestone that rule well. Double salutation unto the brothers who preaching and teaching the truth. throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their lives and the freedom to do so no more than ever. Shalom unto the speckled bird Israelites, and shalom unto the very few but faithful Akwat, which is his sisters. We almost out of here. Hold our faith, keep pushing, keep working, keep your eyes on that prize. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.